Good evening, everybody. Glad to be here tonight when we're talking about culture. So, if you're stranded on a desert island, who are the three people that you would want to be stranded with? Number 2 and number 3, I have absolutely no idea who they are. But number 1, this is the one. Without a doubt, Keith Richards. He just, to me, exemplifies absolutely everything that I believe in as a cultural entrepreneur and as an individual. But, you know, I'm thinking the desert island might have to be put on hold, maybe somewhere in a library quiet with books. He's had a few little accidents along the way, and I don't think he wants to be climbing up any more trees. But seriously, I mean, you know, we look at this, and this is how we usually think of Keith Richards, as a caricature of maybe who he used to be. But I want to spend a few minutes thinking about some of the things that we can learn from Keith Richards. You know, thinking about, look at this picture, absolute passion in what he does. So, what can we take away from Keith? What can he teach us about life? Number 1, don't ever apologize being an artist. Never say, I'm not good enough, this is what I want to do, this is my life, this is how I'm able to express myself. Far too many people, they actually apologize. Say, well, I'm not really making any money. I'm compared to other individuals. But one of the important things to remember actually is that Keith never wanted to be a star. All he wanted to do was play in a rock and roll band. Number 2, caricature again. Remembering, life is your canvas. This book, this one book here, everybody wanted to read because they wanted to find out who's the real Keith. Sometimes it's not pretty, sometimes we need a few lines, a little bit of shading, and through that we find this authenticity about who we really are. The next, don't fake being unique. You are unique. You know, when you think about how individuals want to play the same riff, they want to sound like Keith when it comes to Satisfaction. They want to be able to sing, you know, one of these lyrics, but you can't. You know, you've got to be yourself. You have to really think about who you are and how you define yourself as a creative individual. Pay homage to who inspired you. Pay homage to the individuals that influenced you. We're continuing a dialogue, a cultural dialogue. People who influenced us, who taught us through their music, through their hard work, we're continuing that forward so that those people who want to sound like Keith, they're actually sounding like Muddy Waters. They're actually sounding like his influences. What else can we learn from Keith? Learn your craft, and then discard the rules and make it up as your own. When you think, so Keith's doing something there that he probably shouldn't be doing, but that's Keith, right? Doesn't matter what people think. He spent so many hours defining his expertise, being able to play the guitar like nobody else, and then walked away and started to be Keith. What else can we learn? Well, one of the other things that we can learn is when it comes to being a creative entrepreneur, what really matters is the work. It's actually doing the work, putting in the time, putting in the effort, being able to say, if I'm going to be here for 60 plus years, I better put some work into this and actually be who I want to be. In the end, we turn around and we see an individual who is the caricature of Keith, but it's not who Keith really is. And that's what ends up taking the time of being able to read through each of these pages into this book, diving into who this individual is, and being able to say that, you know, sometimes you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need, you get the support, you get the help, you get the opportunity of being able to put your cultural, your creative little stamp onto the future so that other people might want to be able to carry it on. Thank you.